17. So faith comes through hearing. So faith comes through hearing, and hearing by the word of Christ. So faith comes through hearing, and hearing by the word of Christ. So faith comes through hearing, and hearing by the word of Christ, and hearing by the word of Christ. So faith comes through hearing, and hearing by the word of Christ. So faith comes by hearing, or faith comes from hearing. It comes from hearing, and hearing by the word of Christ. So faith comes by hearing, or from hearing, or through hearing, and hearing by the word of Christ, and hearing by the word of Christ. Faith comes through hearing, and hearing by the word of Christ, and hearing by the word of Christ. So faith comes through hearing, and hearing by the word of Christ. Faith comes from hearing. You know, we need to constantly hear the word of the Lord, the word of Christ. We need to constantly hear, and allow that word of Christ to begin to form, to begin to birth a faith within us. He wants us to be full of faith. He wants our eyes to see not what we see in the natural, but to see what he says, to be filled with faith, to be filled with the spirit of faith. You know, there is a spirit of faith, and it comes through hearing, and hearing by the word of Christ. When Christ speaks to us, when he gives us his word, it brings a faith with it. And we need to constantly ponder that thing, allow that faith of God to lay hold of the word of Christ, to lay hold, to seize upon that word and hold it down, to retain it, to hang on to it, to allow that faith, the substance of faith. Now, faith is the substance of things hoped for God wants us to carry that within us, carry it to completion, if you will, carry it to, in such a way that we begin to experience the fulfillment of what we have our hope set on. That is the hope to which he's called us, the hope to which he's spoken to us, the hope of what he has said to us about us. And so there is this place of hearing that we need to enter into, hearing, repeating that to ourselves, what he's spoken to us, hanging on to it, holding fast to it, because in that place we're able to be carried by the word and hold fast to it, holding fast to it. It comes through hearing, and hearing by the word of Christ. We need to have an ear that will hear, a spiritual ear that's listening not to what our circumstances say or what to other people say that are contrary to what he has spoken to you, because it's through hearing his word, the word of Christ, that the true faith is given to us. The substance of faith is extended to us. Hey friends, chew on that.